Yes, I was.
When did you join the army?
I joined in November 2017.
November 2017. Tell us of your journey in the army and then I'll fill in. Tell Jamaica what happened to you in the army.
Well, I would have had issues with them from my training.
From your training?
Yes, I fell and I hit my back in training.
You fell and hit your back in training?
Yes, I did. And I was admitted to the medical center.
So how serious was your back injury?
Well, I have 2 discs in my spine that are degenerating. So I was told that I'm going to have back pain forever.
2 discs in your back degenerated?
Right.
Yeah.
And I have both my knees, the cartilage in my knees, they're kind of a bit rubbed out, so I need physiotherapy. It can heal on its own, but I need physiotherapy to help with the healing process, or it will take a longer time.
So you were badly injured?
Yes, that's correct.
So the training is that rigorous in the army?
Well, it's not something that you're used to. It is challenging. It's very challenging because there are lots of theories and
wow.
It's something that you're not used to. So the weather, the condition, of the whole setting. If you're not careful at what you do, you can get injured real bad.
So what caused you to for you to fall?
The steps. It was wet, and the shoes that they gave us, there's no grip on it. So the shoes they gave us, they're very slippery. But sometimes it rains. The shoes that I brought, because I would have been advised to buy a really good running shoes, I can't always wear that because they provide us with some shoes, but the bottom of it's very slippery. There's no grip on it to kind of hold you on the ground.
So the place was wet.
Right.
And you fell.
Yes, I did.
And you fell on the back.
Yes.
And they carried you to their medical center.
Not the same day. I was taken to the medical center when I had my physical test to do, and I was supposed to sit up, but I couldn't go all the way down. So the physical trainer that was assessing me said that I need to go to the medical center the following day.
So how long? So it was the following day that they assessed that something was wrong with you?
No, I think it was about 2 or 3 days after
3 days after this pain, they just realized that you needed to see a doctor.
Right, based on the physical trainer's recommendation.
Assessment.
Yeah.
So you went in November. When did this back issue occur?
Well, it happened, I think it was about December.
So you went in November and December you had a back issue that gave you 2 slip discs and your cartilages destroyed or injured.
Injured.
What happened after that?
After that, we had 4 months of basic training. I would have gone on to extended training. So we weren't in Newcastle anymore. And we were allowed to go home sometimes. But the times I went home, I wasn't able to see my son. So it kind of took a psychological effect on me.
So you had a son before you entered the army?
Yes, I did.
How old was your child?
He was 1 when I was joining.
So your child was just 1 year old and you decided to give up your child to serve your country. You're very patriotic.
Yes, and I had a C-section. You had him by C-section.
You had him by C-section, so the wound wasn't fully healed.
No, it's not fully healed until 5 years, I hear.
So why did you make the decision to serve and protect your country, madam?
I despise injustice. Growing up, I always try to speak out against things that aren't right. And I've always wanted to be able to help those who aren't able to help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always wanted to be a part of the law to be able to do that.
So you saw it as a means of representing advocacy and to fix the injustices that are happening. So you saw joining the army as the way to contribute to your country.
Correct.
So after this issue happened, you say you went home to see your son and it was having a psychological impact on you. What happened after that?
The doctors told me that I needed to sort out my life.
The doctors?
Yes.
That means that the JDF doctors?
Correct.
So why did they say you needed to sort out your life? What was happening to you?
I was depressed from not being able to see my child.
You were stressed out?
Correct.
So you couldn't see the child, and what happened after that?
They recommended me to a psychiatrist.
A psychiatrist at the JDF?
No, externally.
You got an external psychiatrist. Where did the psychiatrist come from? Did the JDF pay for this service, or you had to provide the service on your own?
They paid for it, but he is also an ex-soldier.
He's an ex-soldier, so it's somebody that they know.
Right.
So after you saw the psychiatrist, what happened?
He gave me some medication. I took it the same night, and then the following morning I passed out.
So you took the medications that this psychiatrist recommended.
Mm-hmm.
And after you took this medication, you passed out. Wow. What was the name of the medication? Do you remember?
I think it was Wellbutrin I got at the time.
Well what?
Wellbutrin.
Wellbutrin. Wow.
Right.
So is it that the pill was too... What was the purpose of the pill?
He said it was an antidepressant.
An antidepressant. And after you took this antidepressant, you passed out.
Yes, the day after when I was on parade.
On parade, you passed out. Whoa.
I was having dry mouth, nausea, and dizziness.
Dry mouth, nausea, and dizziness. What happened after you passed out?
I was taken to the medical center,
Mm-hmm.
and I was having a panic attack as well, and they gave me an injection to calm me down, and they admitted me to the medical center.
So you were having a panic attack. They
Right.
calm you down. And then you were admitted to the medical center.
Right.
How long did this occur for?
I was on the medical center for 2.5 months, but after 3 weeks of being on the medical center, I started to vomit blood because of the medications that they were giving.
So what kind of medications they had you on?
After they took me from off Wellbutrin, I can't recall the medication that they were giving me, but they used to give me an injection every day.
So you got an injection every day?
Right, they said it was to make me calm, and I told them it was making me sick, but they didn't start giving it to me.
So you had to take an injection for the 2.5 months. So that means, say, 2 months is 60. So 75 days you were on an injection?
No, I didn't get it for the 2.5 months. I got it for about 2.5 or 3 weeks because I started to vomit blood.
So for 2 weeks would be... So about 21 days you were on that injection?
Right.
Wow! This can't save. So after you took that injection, and they're saying it is what? It's a stabilizer?
They said to keep me calm.
To keep you calm. What was the effect it had on your on your system?
I was nauseous most of the time. I was shaking and I was dizzy.
Nauseous, shaking, and dizzy. Wow. So after the 3 weeks and then you drop down again?
Yes, I woke up, I was feeling the nausea and the dizziness, and I started to vomit blood.
Started to vomit blood?
Yes.
So at this time when you started to vomit blood, what did the doctor say to you?
The doctor wasn't there, the medics, they rushed me to UE, and I don't remember what happened there, but when I came back the following day, the doctor took the medication from me.
So you came off those medication instantaneously?
Right.
So after you came off that medication, what happened, darling?
I spent another month and a half on the medical center not receiving any treatment. They told me that the only way I could get discharged is if the external doctor that started me on med gave me a recommendation to be fit to complete my training. And then when I checked again, so when I would be discharged, they told me that the JDF doctor is on leave and I cannot be discharged until she discharged me. So I was there for a while until they finally discharged me.
How long did you take to get discharged? Just give me a rough estimate.
2.5 months I spent on the medical center.
2.5 months. Wow. Jamaica. We're talking to an ex-soldier who was in training from November 2017. Am I correct, Chanaque?
Correct.
And what she now faces is a bitter end. We're getting there. So after the 2.5 months you were discharged, what happened?
I was discharged. I went on to, I would have completed my training, so I was a regular soldier now assigned to my company.
So you got your contract?
Yes, I did.
And how long did your contract stay?
6 years.
6 years. 6 years. 6 years. Wow. So 6 years you got your contract for. So tell us about your journey now. What happened after you get your contract?
I would have been patrolling on the road, and it's because of the weight of the vest, I started to feel the back pain again.
The weight of the vest, they mean the thing that they put on?
Yes, the vehicle vest. I would have reported sick and explained that I was having back problems. They said me to do an x-ray, came back normal. I told them that there's no way it's normal because I am feeling a lot of pain. Because it's like they have this idea that you only want to not work when you report sick. So when I went back to them, I told them that I'm still having the pain, so I need to do another test. So they did an MRI, and that's when the MRI showed that I had two degenerating discs.
Wow, the MR. So if you did not press ahead, they would have thought that you were fake sick.
Right.
So you were feeling egregious pain.
Yeah.
Wow. Jamaica. So this officer got her 6 years contract. She was on the road patrolling and she was feeling egregious pain in her back. And if she did not, Jamaica, if she did not pronounce and was adamant and be vehemently adamant that she needs an MRI to be done, the pain, which was so excruciating, would have continued. So tell us, after the MRI was completed, what did they do after that?
It was just, I would have gotten painkillers for it. But then I was placed in the office, so I didn't go on the road as much anymore.
So you started going on the office, so you became more of an administrator?
Yeah.
So what happened after that?
I was having some abdominal pain. I didn't go there for a while because I know they didn't really like to see me, so I tried to stay away from the center.
Why you think they never would like to see you?
Because they would always complain about how big my file is for a new soldier, for a young soldier.
Oh, you had too much problems?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Problems that I didn't join with.
So these are problems that occurred in training?
Correct.
And
so I was having... Yeah, I was having abdominal pain and I reported it.
So after the back pain now, you were having abdominal pain?
Yes.
And what happened after that, darling?
They gave me some medication. I took it as prescribed. I got 3 different sets of medication. One said take 8 now. The other said take 2 now. And the other one said to take 1 every 8 hours, I think.
So you had one medication that you had to take 8 pills?
Right.
8 pills? You sure? 8 pills?
Yes, I still have the papers too.
8 pills? No, man. So they were turning you in a zombie? And this was prescription from the doctor at the medical center at JDF?
Yes, it was.
This was a prescription from the doctor where you had to take... What was the name of that medication?
I can check for it. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
So you're feeling abdominal pain and you had to take 8. So you had 3 different medication and you had to take 8 of one?
I took 11 one time.
11 pills one time?
Yes.
Wow. No, this can't sound safe. 11 pills? 11 pills? How long were you on these 11 pills?
Well, not long because I ended up in the hospital the same night.
So as you get the pills, you ended up in the hospital?
Yes.
Where them carry you up? It couldn't be up JDF Medical. Where did they carry you this time?
Well, they took me to camp first, to the medicine camp, and they had to rush me to UV, and they pumped my chest when I went there.
They did what to the chest?
They had to pump my stomach to get them out.
They had to pump your stomach to take out the 11 pills. So what kind of bad prescription? Was it a bad prescription?
I asked the doctors if it was okay. They said they wouldn't recommend so many, but some doctors do it. I don't understand what they were saying. They were trying to say something, but they weren't trying to give me too much information.
So the doctors up UA said that this was, they wouldn't have prescribed so much.
Right.
But the ones at up JDF gave you 11 pills one time.
Yeah.
This sound like them did want to kill your man.
And after that, they sent out a message to say that I attempted suicide.
So after them give you the medication, where you say them do? Ball out that one there for me.
They sent out a message to the senior ranks officers saying that I attempted suicide.
What?
I overdosed.
They gave you the medication. And after they did that, they sent out a thing in the force order that you wanted to commit suicide?
Yeah.
No, sir. Girl, you know, sister, say the devil has set you up. Don't you see this was the plan of the enemy? I'm getting very passionate. Sorry about this, Jamaica. So, the JDF officer gave you 11 pills.
Yes.
Then, after you took the 11 pills, you ended up dropping down. They had to rush you up to Huey. They had to pump your stomach to relieve you of those pills. And the JDF sent out something that you attempted to kill yourself. Tell me so the story go.
Exactly how you have it. Yes. That's exactly
Mighty God of Daniel, fall on me. Mighty God of Daniel, Chantel, set me free. No. So, after they told the lie on the thing that you wanted to kill yourself, how did you clear your name of that story?
Well, my commanding officer called me and I explained to him what happened. I showed him the bag, showed him that the instructions said take 8 now. And then he said, they had called, they wanted me to come in immediately. And after I spoke to him, he said, it's okay, I don't have to come in. And then I went in the following day and they just gave me more medication.
So after them give the 11 medication, them still a put, so them turn in a one drug mule.
Yeah, that's all they did was to just give me more medication, and then I requested an apology. And they said that I don't need any apology, because a lot of soldiers were coming to me and saying that they heard that I tried to kill myself, and I had to be walking with the bag and showing them and saying, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened, and show them the bag and say, it says to take it now, and I took it because I was in pain.
What was the name of the doctor at JDF?
Dr. Lee.
Dr. who?
Lee.
Dr. Lee. Jamaica Defence Force. Who is Dr. Lee? Wait a second, my darling. Let me ask them for you. Dr. Lee. What's your surname again, Gardner?
Yes.
Why was Dr. Lee? Why was Miss Gardner placed on 11 medication? What was the purposes of those medication, Dr. Lee? Dr. Lee, who wrote the documentation to circulate that Miss Gardner wanted to kill herself? Dr. Lee, Dr. Lee, is there any truth to these allegations being made that you prescribed 11 pills to Miss Gardner? No, sir. So when your commander called you and said he's sorry about it,
well, they didn't apologize.
they never apologized to you?
No, they said no apology is needed because they would have explained to the senior officers that it was a misunderstanding. So
only the senior officers knew it was a misunderstanding. But on the ground of the JDF, you suffered mental struggles because now you had to be explaining to your colleagues that you never wanted to kill yourself.
Right.
Wow. Wow. What happened after this chronological order of events, Miss Gardner? Tell us.
I decided to write a letter of complaint to the TDS.
So you decided to write a letter to the Chief of Defence Staff. Is that correct?
Correct.
Major General Rocky Meade.
Correct.
So after you came out, you wanted to speak to the CDS, right?
Correct.
Rocky Meade. What happened after that?
Well, I was pregnant at the time. And
so you got pregnant in the JDF again? So this was your second child?
Correct.
Wow.
So the more weight I gained from the pregnancy, the more it would affect my spine. So after all of that happened with them and I requested the apology and all, they never wanted to see me over there. So they would always talk down to me and say, if I knew I was sick, why did I join? And I feel. So I decided that I needed to let the CDS know what was happening.
So you were under some pressures?
Right.
And you wanted to speak to the Chief of Defence Staff?
Correct.
And what happened? I want Jamaica to hear. I don't want nobody to say I'm doctoring anything. Tell Jamaica what happened.
When I tried to get it sent off, they were always finding excuses because in order to have it, you had to reach to the CDS, you have to go through a channel.
What was the channel?
A clerk, a regular clerk will have to go through it with you, and then the chief clerk would have to go through it with you to word it as though they want it to be worded, I guess, and then I'd have to go on 3 interviews before I see the CDS.
So you had to go through 3 interviews before you'd have reached the Chief of Defence Staff?
Yes.
So there's that strong possibility that it won't reach?
Correct. It didn't even leave the clerk's office.
It didn't leave the first office then?
No.
Whoa.
I saw the CDS at our annual men's dinner and I explained to him I was having challenges getting my request to him. And he said, okay, send it to my office. And I did that the next day. Because I wanted him to get it before I had baby.
Wow.
I sent it off in November. I sent it off. And in December, I got a call that I needed to come to the commanding officer's office right away. When I went there.
So you sent off the letter in November?
Right.
And December you got a call that you need to come to whose office?
My commanding officer.
Your commanding officer. This is the one that said you never needed to apologize, right?
He would have changed by then.
Oh, so you had a new commanding officer?
Right.
And what did this new commanding officer say now when you came to him?
He charged me for breaking the chain of command.
He charged you for breaking what?
Chain of command.
The chain of command.
Right. I did go through the process because the CDS was on leave, so the acting CDS would have gotten that letter, but he wouldn't have been aware that the CDS told me to send it, so he sent it back and asked that it goes through the proper channel. And so they charged me for breaking the chain of command. That this was in December.
So after you're charged for breaking the chain of command, what happened?
Well, nothing happened. I was doing regular duties up until February. I had baby. So they charged me. They could have given me my punishment then, but they did not. I had baby in February. And yes.
So after you had baby and come back, what happened?
I asked for extended leave because I had privileged leave. I asked for it and they said, no, I have to come in and be charged before I can get additional leave.
Charged? So, what were you going to be charged for this time?
When I came back, the charge for breaking the chain of command was there, and there was another charge for stating false.
Stating false?
Right.
False what?
They had done somebody had made a complaint on me, and they had done an investigation into me being assaulted. So when I was at home, they came and they spoke to me and asked me what happened. And asked me who was there when the other soldier assaulted me.
So you were sexually assaulted?
Right.
You were sexually assaulted and you were pregnant?
No, it didn't happen when I was pregnant. It happened long ago, but when they tried to charge me, or actually when they charged me for breaking chain of command, they digged up all that they could and added that to it.
So this was an issue that you reported before, but it just them dig it up now and call, say you falsify a story and charged you.
Well, they didn't charge me for falsifying the story. They charged me because they asked me who was there when the other soldier did whatever, and I told them, and the other soldier said he didn't see. And because he's a rank above me, they took his word for it. But even the other soldier that was under investigation for assaulting me, nothing happened to him. And I was just telling them based off my remembrance who I saw. And nobody else got charged. I was the only one who got charged, and I was the one who was assaulted according to the investigation. So they just really wanted to put something on me for all that I see. But I don't see how I was assaulted and I am being charged when I am the victim.
So you're the victim and it turned out that you were charged instead of anybody else.
Right.
Wow. What happened after these charges? When you went back, what happened?
I went on interview and they told me that if I accept the charges, then I would spend 7 days in jail. If I don't accept the charges, then I would have to stay in jail until the investigation is complete. So I know that these investigations can take up to 3 months, so I accepted the 7 days in jail.
So you accepted the 7 days in JDF prison?
Right.
Wow. And you know that you were assaulted, but you just had to do it. You had to give up your rights.
Yeah. But my baby was 3 months at the time, and he had really bad eczema, so I had to be expecting milk.
So how long did you spend in the JDF prison?
I spent 7 days there, and for the 7 days I had to be expecting milk to send to my baby.
So you had a baby who needed milk, and you had to be dripping milk from your breast daily to send to your child.
Right, and they didn't clean the cell, they didn't do anything special to ensure that it wasn't infected or anything. All they did was to let me sign paper that they sent it off frozen.
Wow, this sounds like you were in Iraq.
And I had my baby by a C-section too.
So you had a second C-section?
Right.
And you had to be in JDF prison for 7 days?
And using a bucket in the night for number 1 and 2.
So you had to be using a bucket to be peeing and to be passing feces?
Yeah.
So where did you bathe?
Well, there's regular bathroom there, but in the night you can't use it. Once you're locked in, you can't come out. It's just like a regular prison.
What? What? Miss Gardener, so at nights you had to be putting feces and urine in a bucket? And you had a child that you had to be passing milk for?
Yes, I had to be doing everything in that one place.
Miss Gardner, this is very heartbreaking. Very heartbreaking that you had to be undergoing these. It's very sad. So how, after 7 days, what happened?
After 7 days, I got out, by this time, my depression would have gotten way worse. I was home for about a week and a half, and then I went back to them before the sick leave that they gave me ended, because I was seeing stuff, and there was a doctor at Ward 21 that I was seeing for counseling. So I asked them, he had sent down medication for me. So I went there and I asked them for the medication, and they said no, they're not giving me the medication. They're sending me to the hospital to get admitted.
So after you come out of prison, you now ask to get the medication that the doctors at Ward 21 prescribed for you, right?
Right.
And they said what? They're going to carry you to Ward 21 to be admitted?
Yes.
Wow.
So they took me to UA. I saw the psychiatrist.
Who was the psychiatrist?
I don't recall his name.
Dr. Wendell Hable?
No, I can't recall. I would usually see Dr. Sewell for counseling and medication, but he wasn't the one I saw.
Dr. Sewell?
Yes.
Is it Dr. Henry? Or no, Dr. Sophia Longmore?
He has a funny name, the guy that I saw. He has a really funny name, but I can't remember the name right now. But he said I didn't need admission, and he gave me a prescription and sent me back. So I went back to camp.
So how long you spent at Ward 21?
Well, that time I didn't get admitted at Ward 21. They sent me back to camp and said to just start taking the medication. And they filled the prescription in camp. I took it and I was waiting to hear from the doctors. And then the doctor came and told me that I'm going to Bellevue until I calm down.
So they move you now from Ward 21 and carry you to Bellevue?
Right, because the doctors didn't admit me to Ward 21, they sent me to Bellevue for admission. So they
Bellevue?
wanted me to be admitted.
What were you doing for you to end up at Bellevue?
Nothing. At the time when they told me I was going to Bellevue, I had just gotten my prescription and taken one of them. So
what were these prescriptions for?
They were antidepressants.
Antidepressants. Can you name any of them?
Sertraline.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that I remember.
Sertraline?
Sertraline.
Sertraline.
Yes. Certraline.
Wow. How often do you have to take this antidepressant?
One every day.
One every day. But then now admitted you to Bellevue. What happened to you when you were at Bellevue? How long you stayed at Bellevue?
I spent 7 days at Bellevue.
You spent a week at Bellevue?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So after you finished with Bellevue, what happened?
I was discharged from Bellevue Friday, and I went back to work on Monday. And I saw the doctor, because usually when you come off from hospital or sick leave, then you would have to see the doctor again. And when I saw them, they just sent me back to work.
Wow. Wow. So you went back to work. You went back to work. The baby crying. Hold a second, Jamaica. The baby crying. Give her some time, Jamaica. Mighty God of Daniel. Mighty God. Wow. Whoa.
Hello?
Yes, there. You had to attend to your baby.
Yes.
Yes, so after you came from Bellevue, what happened?
They sent me right back to work, and by now the camp would have confined, and they only sent home select persons, and I wasn't a part of that group. I spoke to everyone I could to see if I could get the chance to go home. Because again, I have a young baby, and then the withdrawal and everything. I mean, it was going to affect me, but nobody did anything. So by that time, I think I lost it. I was banging my head on the table and speaking gibberish.
You banging your head on the table?
Yes.
Whoa.
And that was when I was admitted to Ward 21.
So you went back to Ward 21 again?
Yes. I was admitted this time, but I was not admitted the first time.
Whoa. How long you spent at Ward 21?
7 days.
Another week.
We're off.
So what happened after you spent this time at Ward 21? You went through a lot.
Yes, I did. I was discharged the Monday, and when I went to camp, they said they were trying to see if they could get me some sick leave or vacation. So I was there. I went there like 12 o'clock, and I spent the entire day. And when they gave me the sick leave, it was a confinement to my barrack room. So I didn't get any sick leave to go home. The following morning, I went on interview. I thought I was going to get leave, vacation leave or sick leave, only to be thanked for my service and told that I need to turn in my stuff. I am no longer a soldier.
So you were discharged just like that?
Yes, just like that.
Just like that? How long were you in the army for?
I did 1 year training, and I did almost 3 years.
So after 3 years, you were just discharged?
Yes, just like that. They didn't try to help me to get better, nothing like that.
So that gave you any compensation package?
No, they said I'm not entitled to anything. I only got my last month's pay.
Just a last month's pay?
Yes.
So didn't you try to find a lawyer to get on top of this?
I spoke to a lawyer. He wrote them a letter. And they wrote back and said I am not entitled to anything.
So where do you go from here?
Well, it's been a year and 9 months since I discharged. I was in the newspaper talking. I asked for help, got no help, and I'm on TikTok, so I was speaking about depression and stuff on TikTok, and I just decided that I was going to reach out this last time for some help.
So you came on my platform hoping that you'll get some answers.
Right.
Jamaica, do you know any lawyer who can take up this matter? Do you know any lawyer that can take up this matter? Jamaica. Wow. So, Miss Gardner, what are you doing for yourself now?
Well, I'm currently working in the BPO sector. I work from home.
You're in the BPO sector now? Whoa. This is a very sad story, Jamaica. A very sad story. A very sad story. How much did you get for your last month's pay? Just one pay? Nothing on that?
Just a month and I think a couple days sick leave. I think I got $130,000.
Just 130,000?
Yeah, it was just basically a regular direct soldier pay. Nothing much was on it. There was not much difference than my regular month's pay.
Wow. Major General Anthony Weems Gorman. Somebody tag the Jamaica Defence Force for me now, please. Miss Gardner?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for sharing this information this evening. Save my number. I'm going to be on the live right now for another half hour to speak about this injustice that you are facing, okay?
Okay.
Miss, what is the first name again?
It's Chanaque.
Chanaque Gardener. Wow. Alright, Miss Gardner. We'll be talking soon again.
Okay.
Be blessed.
Thank you very much.
Jamaica. We need to find an employment lawyer for her. Anybody who wants to call in about this matter, here is my number. Here's my number, Jamaica. Anybody who wants to call in, call in now. Here's my number. Anybody who wants to call in, just call in, please. Just call in, Jamaica. Just call in and no matter. This is wrong. Justice for Chanaque Gardener. Justice for Chanaque Gardener. I'm really hurt. I have to play this song because I'm really hurt.
Gunpoint. Okay, gunpoint 132 in Bush, covers code 3. X 2514 can transmit on tag 2. Code 3.
Jamaica has one of the highest murder rates in the world. We're one committed every 9 hours. And caught in the middle is the police.
5-0. Nobody move. What was that? Nobody move. Stop on the drug boy. Don't move.
The officer, no kill him, officer.
Hey, girl,
we need somebody now to defend the poor. Batman police, everybody are kicked down with door. That's our concern, you know. Government and police, civilian and police, taximan and police, everyone and police a war. Who make you reach so far is a while now. I know spot a squaddy in a land of bar. Police have to fi run from police. What is this from police? We don't know about the thing bizarre. Right now the force needs CPR. It look like a wound they are gonna leave a scar. Officer, you can't throw gas in a fire, cause the people are go ball and go fit the tire. Then the church have to go kneel and go in a prayer. When the people are rebel and I set them a suffer. A criminal elements alone and love the law. So why are the majority I call you murderer? Me think we need for you hurry up and solve that puzzle, yeah. Remember our duty is the first of all the law. No matter how it rough, you have to think before you draw. When the people them know it, you then the criminal applaud. So no kick off me door when you come in me yard. Me know the thing rough, me know it tough, me know it hard. We know say them na youth, them no have no discipline. But police brutality is just a better sin. I really hope you're listening. Something wrong cause everybody balling. Vendor and police, soldier and police, state show and police, sound man and police a war. Who make you reach so far is a while now. I know spotters what the in a lana bar. Police have to run from police. What is this from police? Me no know about the thing bizarre. Right now the force needs CPR. It look like a movie ago. You went into the force, no so to protect and serve. Your mother never with it, so it mash up her nerve. But you say you're not gonna live it cause you have a concern. But the youth them way you bust it and some of them not learn. You rough up everybody, no respect you not earn. Extreme tolerance of that we all yearn. The people
Chanaque Gardener. Yes, my sister, I was wondering, you were on the live? Hold on, let me call her back. Hello. You listen to the live just now? You listen to the live just now? Yes, I'm hearing you.
What?
You listen to the ex. You listen to the ex-officer?
Yeah, man, I said me here up on the live with a soldier, lady. We don't hear much. What have a problem? Not sure.
The woman struggled. Yeah, let me just talk about it and I'll call you back. The woman struggled. She struggled. She went in the army. And in training, she got injured. 2 slip discs. 2 slip discs. And her cartilage in her knee. Coupled with that, she was assaulted by a soldier. Spoke about the assault. And it turned out that the man who was above her said, they know nothing. So she was indirectly charged. She saw the Chief of Defence Staff at an event. And Prime Minister Holness, you're the Minister of Defence. Is this how you treat people who suffer from mental health struggles? Is this how you, Prime Minister Holness, treats people? The woman decided to give her. She had a child who was 1 year old. 1 year old. And she decided to give up her son to go serve Jamaica land we love. To serve and to protect. And this is the kind of respect. This is the kind of respect that she gets. Prime Minister Holness, Chief of Defence Staff, Anthony Weems Gorman, I'm going to ask these questions. So if you have somebody suffering from physical things, when they came on training, very good. This is how you treat them? This is how you treat them, Andrew Holness? The woman went in physically well, mentally well, and emotionally well. And this training devastated the woman. Devastated and massacred the woman. 11 tablets. Dr. Lee prescribed 11 tablets. Eleven tablets, causing the woman to have been admitted to the university hospital. They had to do what? Pump out the medication out her chest. And what did happen after that? What happened after that? She saw, you guys said that she wanted to commit suicide. You know the kind of psychological impact that has on the private officer, who needs now to walk around and prove to her other colleagues that she never wanted to kill herself. It was a medication that was prescribed by Dr. Lee. Come on, Jamaica. It is very sad. It's very wrong. My darling blessings. Very sad. Very wrong. And coupled with that, they locked her in JDF prison for 7 days. And she had to be doing breast milk. And the sanitary conditions weren't humane. And she had to defecate and to urinate in a pit, in a bowl every night. And she's a mother. She's a mother. She is a mother. She then started to take the medication. She went to where? Ward 21. Then you send her to Bellevue. Then she ended up at Ward 21, banging her head, talking gibberish, banging her head, because you know the implications of these medications and injections. 3 weeks she was on injections for. This is wickedness, gruesome. This is cruelty at its best. And when she asked for vacation to go home and spend some time with her children, she was locked in the cabin for the night, called to say that we're relieving you of your duties. Relieving you of your duties. I'm going to say to you, Jamaica, I don't think Miss Gardener deserves this. I don't know. Don't believe Miss Gardener deserves this. Mental health is real, Jamaica. And this song.
I got him at gunpoint. Okay, gunpoint 132
No spot squaddy in a land of war. Police have to run from police. What is this from police? We don't know about the thing bizarre. Right now the force needs CPR. It looks like a wounded.
The JDF needs a CPR.
Officer, you can't throw more gas in a fire. Cause the people are go ball and go fit it.
Antoinette Wims Gorman, you're a woman. You're a woman. You're a woman. And earlier this week we celebrated the International Women's Week Day. And I am celebrating you for being the first Chief of Defense Staff. I'm celebrating her. I'm celebrating Shan Shan. I don't love everybody's business, Shan Shan. And it is sad that you can find attention to come here to call me out and say, I love everybody, what's it, not business. That is why Jamaica can't be fixed, Shan Shan. Come off my life. I rebuke you, devil, you evil. Come off my life. I rebuke you, Rekati Kuntamandia. Rekundi Babandi. Makuto Rebende Mamandi Sikandia Babande. It's the business of us to highlight injustices. It's the business of us to highlight wrong. It's the business of us, the partner draw resistance, to declare what is wrong. In the mighty name of Yahweh, Yeshua Amashiach, I revoke you evil spirit. I rebuke you. I rebuke you. All right, Shan Shan, your time is up. Let us block whosoever this fake account is. Let me just find the account. Type again, no, Shan Shan. Blocked. Let us not focus on them. We have too much things on our hands. Too much things.
Then the church have to go kneel and go in a prayer. When the people are rebel and I set them a suffer. A criminal elements alone and love the law. So why are the majority I call a murderer? Me think we need to hurry up and solve the puzzle, yeah. Remember our duty is the first of all the law. No matter how it rough, you have to think before you draw. When the people them know it, you then the criminal applaud. So no kick off me door when you come in on me yard. Me know the thing rough, me know it tough, me know it hard. We know say them the youth, them not have the discipline. But police brutality is just a better sin. I really hope you listen.
I'm going to say Jamaica.
Something wrong cause everybody balling. Vendor and police, soldier and police, state show and police, sound man.
I'm going to say Jamaica. Major General Anthony Wims Gorman, investigate this matter. Investigate this matter. So you're going to tell me every time somebody has a mental health struggle, they're just relinquished from the JDF? So I'm going to say to you, Major General Anthony Wims Gorman, investigate the matter. Investigate how many women have been molested, who have been assaulted, who have been gangbanged by other men in the JDF, and it has gone unnoticed. Chief of Defense Staff, women deserve equal rights. Let us break the bias. Break the bias. Investigate. Investigate Antoinette Wims Gorman. Investigate what happened to Miss Gardener. Investigate Dr. Lee.
one and police a war.
Everywhere you go in Jamaica, a man is upset. A woman is upset.
Police have to run from police. What is this from police? We don't know about the thing bizarre.
Investigate. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Investigate what happened to Mr. Gardener. Investigate who gave her the 11 tablets. Investigate who assaulted her. Anthony Twiscorman, you're a woman who is a married woman. You're a woman who is a mother. You fought hard for where you are in the JDF. You know how many women have been assaulted, who have been raped. Anthony Twiscorman, Rocky Meat never did it.